You can't be the guys that's gonna be timid and not knowing what's going on. You play hard, you play together. I mean, that's all we ask.
This is what we all have to do.
Be locked in, focus, just be disciplined, all right?
Now I feel like Kyrie, I'ma have to take the shot. If they tryna call me dog, I gotta hit the block. Started from the bottom, but we made it to the top. And I told them time is money, that's why I don't ever stop. I got my black hoodie with a rollie on, eating pasta like Corleone. I don't got time for no fake boy. If you got the money, gon' show me some. I got 2 whips and I'm self-paid. Never got help, bro, I'm self-made. Started from the bottom, but we made it to the top. And I told them time is money, that's why I don't ever stop. Hey, what up, say? Whole month in the studio, so I'm locked in. My stock going way up, I got options. Yeah, they fine, but stop playing, you not him. Wait, the numbers going up.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
RJ's Bargain Center is your home team for appliances at unbeatable prices. From refrigerators to washers, dryers to stoves, you'll find brand new appliances with huge discounts. And just like your favorite local teams, RJ's is proud to support our community and local sports. Score your savings today at RJ's Bargain Center, 711 Lynn Street, Waco. Call 254-224-6178. RJ's Bargain Center, where big savings are always a home run.
Son, all your car needs now is a stereo system. Now I know just the spot to go get it. Man, Jack Stereo.
Oh yeah, they're the best. How'd you know about that place?
Bro, that's where my dad took me.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm the coolest cat on the block.
Oh my God.
Need a new audio system for your new ride? Jack Stereo has been selling the best stereos and equipment for generations after generations. Come visit your local store today. Those in the know, go to Jack Stereo, Waco, Temple, Killeen, and Bryan College Station.
I've looked back at MCC with all these kids coming out here, these men and women starting their lives out here, starting their dreams and their visions of what they want to do for their family. It's the foundation for our community.
The plan is to go win.
Yes, sir.
Our girls set a goal that they wanted to win a national championship. They wanted to win a conference championship. That's been on the table from day one. And now we put ourselves in the position to do that.
Pitch hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Rayvon Morgan at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch for the third out.
On the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planet's alive, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, we keep going all night. Don't back down, the moment is now. Don't miss out, we're never turning around. That is your
Going back into it, it'll go all the way to the wall. One run is scored. Now the third coming home to score is Aiden Cooney.
Catch me if you can. We're renegades.
It's this one here in right field. It is treetop call and over the wall.
We're renegades.
Hits the first pitch down the right field side. That's going to be it. Touching third and coming home is the winning run, Carson Croca. Give a RBI double to Blake Hansen. And the Highlanders walk it off and win by a score of 10-9.
We're renegades.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into Centex Primetime, a football Monday here today on Centex Sports Network, as we've got a lot to be able to cover. We want to thank everybody for tuning in with us as we had some MCC basketball about an hour and a half ago, just ended right here on Centex Sports Network. MCC moves to 15-1 in their non-conference schedule. They start conference play on Saturday versus Weatherford, so make sure you guys ready to tune in for that. Like I said, action-packed show today here on Centex Primetime. We've got to talk football on every level. The transfer portal is wide open right now as we've got guys transferring from every single level. Opened a couple of days ago. We got the college football semifinals starting this weekend, an awesome weekend of footballs. We've also got NFL wild card weekend starting this weekend as we just wrapped up the NFL regular season. So we got a lot to talk about here today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share this stream as well. If you're watching on YouTube, jump in the live chat, and we'll talk back with you here today on Centex Primetime. So we're going to get straight into it, folks. Joining me to my left, we've got the WISD Hall of Famer, former Texas Tech Red Raider and San Diego Charger, Mr. Wayne Walker, in the building with us here today. To his left, we've got the man I said, the most famous man in Waco, Rocky Miller, joining in with us here today. Fellas, what's going on? Got a lot of football to talk about here today.
Football is what's going on.
Man. Hey, Walker, I got to ask you, man, you know, before we get started, you know, the Red Raiders had a sensational year this year, man.
They did. And, very proud of them.
And, you know, in any other year, you know, as a Red Raider, the season would have been over. But you guys had an opportunity to play for it all. Considering how you guys played, how do you feel about the showing that you guys put out there?
Well, first of all, I'm very proud of my university, school that I went and I played for, and I put it on the line for them. So it was the most successful year of football that we ever had at Texas Tech, I would say. But there too is kind of bittersweet because we're not playing this week.
Yeah.
You know, so we get to go home. But if we spending money, we better go spend money and get us a quarterback that's mobile, because I think that hurt us. And I think we need a playmaker that can take the top off of defense. And we need and he don't have to be big because we got big receivers, but you got to have somebody that can beat bump and run and that can be a big play guy. And you need a quarterback that can use their legs. And I think they went out and got that guy today.
Yeah.
So they got the guy from Cincinnati. And I think he rushed for 700 and some yards. Plus he threw for like 3. So they went and got him a guy today that I think could help him.
Gave him a bag too.
If we spending money, they gave him $5 million.
$5 million.
Yeah. So if we spending money, that was the type of guys we need to go get.
You know, the thing that got me in that game,
the defense played their butts off.
Defense played well enough to win it all.
They didn't deserve that.
Here's the reality that I came up against, in that you can have the guys up front, right? You can have the guy you can have the guys on the back end and all that, but unless you're able to generate something offensively, they're kind of left on an island by themselves. And to the point to where it was at halftime, they had already played enough plays to complete a whole game.
And I think we were all texting during the time, and that's one of the things, especially in South Florida, where it's very humid. You in Miami, and if you playing that amount of games, it's got to take the breath out of you. And they still came out the third quarter and still was able to play.
And the thing that got me, and actually, because I watched probably 8 or 9 Tech games, and I think I texted you and I said early on in the second half, I said, this looks like the Utah game. This looks like both BYU games. But the only difference in those two games, I'll say this: y'all were the ones turning the football over in those games. Y'all were the ones getting turned over on downs in that game. Y'all were the ones that was kind of moving the ball offensively. You just wasn't able to punch it in. This particular game, in a million years, I never would have thought that Tech could have went up against a defense at the college level where they made everything look like it was pulling teeth for the Tech offense. They couldn't complete a short pass. They couldn't complete a long pass. They couldn't run the ball.
Think about the transition. The transition was, when I was in school all the way up, we were offensive school. I mean, our offense is what made us explode. I remember playing, and we would tell the defense to let them score. You know, so we can get back on the field because we know we can score, and then we can go get 2. So if you go score 7, we're gonna go get 8 for you. So I mean, that's the difference. Now it's totally a different. That defense played his butt off. I'm talking about turned him over.
Yeah,
turned
they did
him
everything
over. Fumbles.
To win.
Forward down, they went for it on 3 or 4 times. They didn't get
short field, all that.
Short field. I mean, and they
Both
didn't deserve
linebackers
that. They didn't deserve that, man.
Now, one thing I did say that I completely miscalculated is that this is one reason why I think being in the Big 12 hurts you on the evaluation side of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'll say. You never know how good or bad your quarterback is until he's put in a position to have to make a play. And to be honest with you, with all the games that I watched Tech play, I watched them play 8 or 9 games. Every game that I saw them win, he never was put in a position where he had to make a play.
Right. No, because you can always rely on your defense.
You can rely on your defense.
And running the ball. Against BYU, they rushed for 250. Against Utah, they rushed for 300.
But if you want to take that next step, the only way we're going to take that next step is, and you spending money, you got to go get you a playmaker, and you got to go get you a dual threat type of quarterback.
I think they got that today in the quarter.
But I want to go back a little bit, Walker, and ask you this. How do you spend, and just, this is water under the bridge, but I think moving forward, you have to kind of tweak your strategy, so to speak. Meaning that, how can you have you obviously they have a great talent evaluator as a GM, whoever that guy is, right?
Right.
Why do you think they decided to stand pat at quarterback? Because last year they kept their starting quarterback and their backup and then go out and recruit. I was just saying, what did they see in Morton and Hammond?
Well, they thought they had enough. Thought they had enough. And then my thing, it's good to have big receivers because we got all our receivers is 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2", 6'3".
But you ain't got nobody that can. You ain't got no wiggle guy.
No
you ain't got. You got to have something like that. You got to have like a Tony from Miami. You got to have
Percy
one
Harvin kind of guy.
Yeah, you got to have
so
one
they
guy.
usually have.
That's what I usually
got.
That's what I really kind of was surprised at, and I didn't realize it till in the fourth quarter. They didn't have a guy outside of as a wideout that they could get an easy throw for the quarterback.
Exactly, they can get open. They can take the top off. You got to have some type of Xavier Worthy type of guy on your team. You have to have a Wayne Walker on your team. That's what I was. But I'm just saying, seriously, you got to have that guy. You got to have a guy that can just one play can transform a game. They can make one big play.
And they usually have that.
But they didn't have that.
Let me ask you this. This is the last thing I'm asking for, but what did you think about the plan they had offensively?
Oh, it was
to
trash.
move the ball on?
It was trash. It was a lot of wide receiver screens. It was a lot of runs. And then it was a lot of the quarterback sitting back there and not knowing where he to throw the ball to. If you had that if you had that much time to game plan for a team that's been doing the same thing all year, you should be ready.
While watching the game, this is what I said. Now, and you guys, I said, Texas just do the same thing Oregon is doing to their defense.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean?
exactly.
Like they were doing a lot of when you say screens, right? I'm talking like screens with guys out the backfield, the screens that Tech was trying to do seemed like they were tipping off because the DB was coming downhill. Everybody knew in the stadium knew, but it seems like Oregon screens were coming out of nowhere. Like they were coming off motion, they were coming off action in the backfield and stuff like that.
Motion declares everything. That's why if I'm offense coordinator, I'm always using motion. But the game plan, then you go in. At halftime, you hadn't scored anything, and you don't make no adjustments.
Yeah,
none.
You come out with the same game plan, and that's why I say you got to go get you a guy. You got to get you some guy. I could say they could even use a bigger running back. Like they can use a guy from Baylor that just came out. They could use
Bryson
him.
Washington.
Yeah,
he entered the portal
yesterday. Last night he entered the portal.
Paid.
He getting paid for sure.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But they could use a guy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could use a banger.
They got a guy. They went and got a running back. I'm gonna try to find him while y'all
But
I would have got the. Here's what I say about.
But you got to get your playmaker and a quarterback.
Here's what I say about Tech, and just I think they need to maintain their identity as a school that throws it around the yard. I don't think I don't think they need to change that identity, but they need to be able to play defense. Because what you realize at this level, and you saw it just about in every game. Watch this. The team with the better quarterback, and I'm not talking about the most dynamic quarterback.
Right.
I'm talking about the team with the more serviceable quarterback. Quarterback won every FCS playoff game. You know, you look at Carson Beck and Marcel Reed. Carson Beck just played better. Marcel Reed didn't. Didn't have the complement of talent was turning. Yeah, and so you have to have a guy.
Efficient. You got to have somebody that's going to be efficient and that's going to go out there and do what the
that's what
that's not turn the ball.
That's what surprised me about the college playoffs so far is that you give you guys opinion. There was a lot of really mediocre quarterbacks, other than Mendoza. They're trying to convince me that he's a and again. He's played well, but if you look at his numbers, you know, he's very pedestrian, but he makes the plays that he's asked to make.
He played within his offense. He played within his offense.
He's a system guy. His idol is Tom Brady. He plays like young Tom Brady.
So what I'm saying is, are you surprised that there's no dynamic quarterback as we whittle these teams down?
Not really. I mean, Will Howard just won the Natty last year, and he was probably the worst quarterback in the college football playoffs last year. So I don't. If your team is good,
it's all about team. It's
about your team. And if you find a guy that can manage the offense,
but I say how you say he was the worst, right? I say if they have Will Howard this would they beat Indiana and they beat the other kid. I thought Julian trying to play with a straight drop back guy with as many athletes as they're putting on defense now. They have some incredible athletes on defense now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I think you have to have a dynamic guy at quarterback. Now you're almost forced to use the quarterback in your running game. If you can't do that, you're battling uphill if you don't have a playmaker at every position. Now this is one thing I've seen and I think Tech probably could use this. They need a more physically dominant tight end. I like Carter as a pass catching tight end. But they need a tight. I think if they had a tight end that they could also block at the point because he was horrible. That's one of the reasons why
he ain't no blocking. He ain't no blocking.
But you got to have that. If you're trying to take that next step, you got to have some depth. You got to have multiple people. But you got to have everything that you need. Like if I go in my refrigerator and I want to cook something up, I want to be able to go in there and get whatever I want to. You know what I'm saying? So if I want
whatever
steak,
the recipe calls for.
If I want steak, if I want seafood, I want Mexican food, I can go in there and get it. So you ain't gonna. I mean, whatever kind of wine you got, I got the menu to match. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have that, man. We didn't have a guy that can. We didn't have no jitterbug that can get off. We didn't have no big play guy, and we didn't have a quarterback that could use his legs. That would have helped. You just got a straight drop back guy that's just a sitting duck back there.
Yeah, and Morton wasn't able to get it done. I think he was probably the biggest reason of them losing this game. He didn't have to do much all year long. First of all, a lot of their big games he didn't play in. I think that affected him as well. Like the BYU game, he didn't play in those games.
Yeah. So I thought he was more mobile than he actually was to be actually.
No. Morton is straight stand up. Sawyer Robinson more mobile than Morton.
So if we spending money, we better go out and get. And
they did. Sorensby, I think he was a top recruit in the transfer portal.
But go
they
get
gave
you
him a bag. Running
go
back.
Get you a running back, a big running back, not them little small ones. And don't.
They were trying to get the kid from UNT, but he ended up following his coach to Oklahoma State.
I don't want to see no Dickey out there. I don't want to see.
You need somebody that can get between the trenches.
And you need your scatter. You need your big play guy.
And they usually have him. The Jakeem Grants, the guys over the years that has been fast 4-3 guys.
Yeah, that's what you need.
They usually got him on Tech, and this year
didn't have him.
A lot of big guys, Corey Eakin, Virgil, all them guys. They're big guys, jump ball guys, contested catch guys.
So if you spending that type of money, you spending
They
this type of
spending it.
money on basketball. They went and got the first 7-footer. And paying
Woman player ever. I said,
God. You paying that money like that for all these sports and this, that, and other. But if you want to be elite football team, which is the king of all the sports, go spend that money and get you.
Let me ask you this: with what Texas Tech has committed to at this point, do you expect them to win the Big 12 and be back in this position?
Oh yeah,
again?
no doubt. Because I think, for one thing, experience. When you get a taste of it, man, and you spending money and it's your money, like you gonna go get what you want.
Yeah.
Like I said, now they finna go fill the refrigerator up, so they won't have that problem next time. So
everybody knows Tech is paying.
Yeah, everybody.
They already got 6-7 guys already.
Yeah. So now if you drinking White Zinfandel, I got something to go with it. I got something I can go in here and get it out the refrigerator.
Yeah. Whether it's a cab or a rosé, you got something for every,
I got something
for every occasion.
Whatever it is, man, I got it. I got it in my refrigerator.
Anything else this past Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday surprised you guys? Y'all know that I was an Alabama guy.
Miami surprised me. Miami surprised me. Miami surprised me. I
wasn't
really
shocked that they won, but how they won was a surprise to me.
You know, I actually, because like I say, Miami's one of those teams I had watched during the season, and they almost seem like they've morphed into something that they weren't when this season started.
Right.
Like when this season started, it seems like they were trying to feature Carson Beck, pushing the ball down the field, using their wide receivers, and then at some point, they've changed.
After they lost 2 in a row. They lost 2 in a row.
Now it's Fletcher.
Right before that, I had said, it was probably week 6 or 7, I was like, this Miami team probably the best team in the country. And it backfired and it looked stupid after they lost to Virginia and lost to Louisville back-to-back. But in both those games, Carson Beck threw like 3 or 4 picks. So if he doesn't turn the football over, this is how they've looked all year long. And with him not turning the football over like he did against Ohio State.
But they become balanced, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Because Fletcher is a guy now.
Yeah.
They get it to the big boy back there.
230, 6'2".
And then they relying on their defense. They got 2 good ends.
And they're pretty good up front, too. I would say.
They got that's why I had said that they were the best. They got the best O-line in the nation.
Yeah.
And they've had the best O-line in the nation all year.
And that dude that I told y'all about made a difference, Scott.
Yeah,
he's a baller.
man, he's a monster.
He's a
monster.
He's baller.
Getting him back was huge.
I thought he made a big difference in that first game that they played
against A&M.
A&M, he balled out.
Yeah.
He balled out against
definitely a game changer.
And Ole Miss as well. Ole Miss, they kind of overachieved. I'm glad they doing what they doing without their head coach, and they got an offense to be.
Well, I'll tell you this: Ole Miss is probably the only team left with a dynamic player at quarterback.
At quarterback,
and so maybe I'm a little a prisoner of the moment by watching a dominant college player, take over a game. Because that's what we witnessed.
Yeah.
We witnessed a guy kind of take over a team, and no matter how well they wanted, how gritty Gunnar Stockton was, how he played his heart out, all that. With that kind of talent and ability at quarterback, it's hard for any defense to account for. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't think he has a great complement. He has a decent running back, a nice running back.
Yeah,
he has some wide receivers that's made some timely catches, but his ability to just simply wear out the defensive line from Georgia was, to me, what matter of fact, fourth quarter and beyond, they weren't going to stop him. Like they were either out of gas or they had no answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm glad. Now, I think Chambliss' story is the story of the playoffs so far. For sure. A guy who won the D2 national championship comes in and leads his team to
almost like the Cam Newton.
The semifinals. My point is saying this is and like I say, Walker, you played on that level. It's like how many players are actually misevaluated and overlooked.
Oh yeah, especially on
the college level. Like
because he wasn't even a starter to start off the year.
No, but he was third string.
But sometimes
behind everybody.
Sometimes it's just destiny, man. It's destiny that like something a person always told me, man. The cream is always gonna rise to the top.
Yep.
And that's what I heard, and it's been true. But this guy can play, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And they put him in a system that he can thrive in. Because I think Charlie Weiss Jr. is tremendous. Hey, if you want an offense coordinator, I think that guy going to be a head coach soon. But he's the one that's running the offense now, you know. But he was running it. He was offense coordinator under Lane Kiffin. But
I think he's following him to LSU.
yeah, he's
too.
going to LSU. But if I'm a program out there, I go and get this guy right now.
Well,
he grew up in a NFL home. He grew up with football, and he knows what he's doing.
You know, the one thing that I always thought, now, this is what my deal is. I think Lane kind of, I thought he was like, Charlie can coach, let Charlie coach the playoff for this one reason, so that he can maintain in contact and in relationship with Chambers. So if Chambers does get that
he
extra
said he's
year,
already going back to Ole Miss.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
But
so
he got a bag. I bet you.
yeah.
He got a bag.
Because he's going back. The other kid just jumped in the portal. The kid that they had been paying.
Austin Simmons.
Yeah.
He ain't the guy. He had to jump in the portal. He ain't the guy. Neither one of the dudes they had to play quarterback ain't the guy.
But this is what I'm thinking. Like the guy that was at Ole Miss, didn't he just jump in the portal too?
Who was that?
That Chambers took his place.
Yeah, he jumped in the portal.
Simmons, and the other
So
kid
you
too.
think LSU gonna take him? And since he was his starting quarterback?
Chambers or Simmons?
Simmons.
No, LSU ain't getting him now.
I think they want Levitt.
They missed out on Levitt. Levitt just
He
signed
signed
with
back with
Kentucky. Got a
okay.
bag. I think he got $3 or $4 million from Kentucky.
Man.
A lot of these guys is gone. Sorensby, that was LSU was linked to him. He's gone. Levitt, LSU was linked to him. He's gone. I don't think they want Lagway. Lagway's down in Florida State right now, I think, doing a visit. So that quarterback side is drying up as far as the LSU
I heard
guys
Baylor
are
gonna come up with a lot of money. I think he's gonna take a visit to Baylor.
Yeah. It's his
Well, what's Sawyer doing?
Sawyer's gone. He's out of eligibility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he going to the draft. He going to the draft. So Sawyer will be gone. And then the guy that got from Auburn that was supposed to be the next guy up, he just jumped in the trip. Baylor's getting
the UCF guy. Everybody was liking him. Has he chose a school yet? I can't think of the name.
The guy from USF, Brown. He hasn't chosen one yet.
But isn't there a guy from UCF too that's in it?
I don't know.
I know Brown is a bad boy.
Brown is nice.
Here's where I
think he might be going to LSU.
Because I've watched a lot of FCS football, which is lower level. It seems like those quarterbacks that entered the portal, the guy from Kennesaw State, the guys from they haven't chose schools yet.
The guy from Liberty.
The guy from
North Texas.
He chose Oklahoma State. He went with his coach.
He went with his coach.
Him and the running back.
Him and the running back.
Him and the running back both went with his coach to Oklahoma State.
That's bad because they ain't paying no money over there.
They must have came up with some type of money.
With something.
Yeah,
because they got both of them dudes.
T-Bone Pickens used to be the man.
You know, it seemed like. Now, I don't want you to indict any schools, Walker. But this is
I'm gonna indict my own school if I indict somebody.
This is what I'm saying, Walker. It seems like the schools that have had a seamless transition into the NIL space were the schools that were rumored to be paying anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach Ed Ogeron already said it. They asked him on I forget whose show it was, one of the either Colin Cowherd.
Just think about it.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, man, they had Hartley Dykes, they had Barry Sanders, they had Thurman Thomas, they had guys that you.
They were playing some guys. They just weren't paying everybody.
It's just like going to Lubbock. Stillwater is worse than going to Lubbock.
Yeah.
Stillwater is worse than going to Lubbock.
I've been to Stillwater.
It's colder.
It's colder.
It's much colder.
It's much colder.
Further away from Texas?
Yeah.
Further away than Norman is.
Stillwater, they tell me, is almost Kansas almost.
It is. It's way further than Norman. Norman, a little 3-hour drive. You just go up 35 if you in the North Texas area. But Stillwater feels like you going to New York.
So what I'm simply saying is schools like University of Texas, Texas Tech, Houston, LSU. I will say all the SEC schools.
Yeah, all of them.
Ohio State,
outside of Mississippi State.
All those states always were rumored to be having alternative compensation plan for the kids that were really good. Now I'm not saying every kid, but the kids that really delivered, there was always kind of a brown bag rumor around those
Coach
programs.
Orgeron got on there and said, they asked him, well, you were part of USC team. That was great. LSU team. What's the difference now with this NIL area? He said the only difference is we can walk in the front door instead of the back door at the money.
Yeah.
He said ain't no difference. He was at all the biggest schools, and he said the only difference is we walking in the front instead of the back door. They've been paying. Alabama been paying. All these schools they've been paying.
SMU before they went on probation back in the day, they was paying.
They definitely
during
was
my
paying.
day. Texas was paying during my day.
A&M.
I know Texas Tech. Houston wasn't because I straight up asked them. I knew they were paying. They were running shoot.
Where the bag at?
Yeah, well, I mean, what we doing here? What we got coming here?
What is this conversation about?
Yeah, what is it? What
we got
doing?
a great track program.
Yeah. Well, you can run track and play football and this, that, and other. We got good summer jobs. No, what we doing
summer
now?
jobs.
And that's, man, it's just interesting. This dynamic and I'm so happy as a longtime college football fan who was able to pick up on the exploitive practices of the NCAA, going all the way back to guys like Marcus Dupree. Like when I was 13 years old, I always thought it was a problem when a guy like that could be penalized. They said he was living in a home with no inside plumbing, and because he took $20,000, $30,000 from a booster, he was no longer eligible.
Crazy.
Was always a travesty to me. Was always almost like a tragedy to me.
Sure.
And understanding that the NFL is not guaranteed. It's not everybody's not going.
No.
But yet these schools were making millions of dollars. I know a lot of people are kicking and screaming and thinking it's they've perverted this sport. This sport was always perverted. It was always unclean and impure, based on the fact that it exploited players.
Always.
The way it exploited young men and women, for that matter, due to some ungodly commitment to amateurism.
And that's why I'm so happy that these kids are using their talents and what they do on the field to go get paid more money. More power to them. I wish I was among the kids of the day, because I mean the NFL is not promised to you. What I get 3 years in there. I got 6 in Canada, but I didn't get that big. But I would have got it in college if I was playing, because if you freshman of the year and you make all conference your sophomore year, then you put yourself back into it. You can go back in and you go get more money.
I just
me and Donald Harris was talking. He was freshman of the year in the Southwest Conference.
In baseball and football.
In football. So you think about a guy like this, man, and we got a bag. I mean, I brought him to Texas Tech, so I'll be able to keep my mouth shut on that. But yeah, man. I mean, it was. I'm so happy for the kids of the day.
And I guess, and I'm glad that guys in your that played at the highest level, how supportive you guys are of the new found opportunity that these cats had, because there are a lot of people seem to poo-poo on money being part of the process now, and I'm glad that a lot of the guys I know personally, and coaches, there are a lot of coaches that are applauding this, because even though they value the relationship aspect of it, they understand that there's real money being passed down one way or the other, and this may as well have it on top of the table rather than under the table, because a lot of coaches feel like their relationships were a lot of times undermined because of the under the table money. A guy established a relationship with you, Wayne, for 6 months, and then some guy from Texas Tech hands you a brown bag, and you got to call himself.
And the deal is, a kid from the projects, and you come from a single parent home, your mama can't send you no money up there. And what they used to give you after every game was $10 to eat. $10.
All the people in the stands was.
All the people in the stands, you get
$80,000 in the stands.
Yeah, you get $10. $10 to eat,
crazy.
and that's to do your laundry too. So that's to eat and to do your laundry.
I was getting some deals at Freebirds.
That was $40 a month.
That's crazy.
That's $40 a month. $10, man. That's what you got. I didn't get it.
They making hundreds of thousands per game.
Yeah. And so, but it would have been a lot different if I'd have went up there and I wouldn't have started playing as a freshman, or I wouldn't have started balling. I went up there and I started balling straight up. But it was a lot of my teammates that wasn't doing that. They came in with my freshman
And they had to make
class.
it off that 40.
Yeah, they had to eat. What you call it? What you call them little wieners?
Vienna sausages.
Vienna sausages.
Yeah.
I mean, but we all hung together, so we was all family. So man, we gonna grill and cook, and we kind of learn together and do things together because, you know,
y'all were in it
for
together.
one all for one for all. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm making it and I'm getting bread, I'm sharing with my boys, man. So that's how it was.
And Jalen and I had a opportunity to talk to some players off camera about how NIL has changed their lives up at the Big 12. And we just talked to them, off camera. We didn't want to put them on the spot or anything like that. And they was like, it's like night and day. The whole college experience is opened up because these kids came in. They didn't come to college in the NIL era. They came in 2001, 2000. And then they remember those late nights being hungry and not having enough to have put together gas money and all that. And now they say they don't have no problems. And you can see how that relief it's not only relief on them, but just think about the relief it gives their parents.
That's what I'm saying. Because my mom couldn't send me money. And then you go ask a coach, hey, coach, man, I need to go to Burger King. I need $5. And that's against the rules. He can't give you $5 to go get you a burger at Burger King.
It's crazy.
That's why I say it was an unholy, ungodly alliance and commitment to amateurism.
You have to do what you have to do. So I'm like, hey, coach, hey, man, I need some money, man.
So I'm glad nowadays, and a lot of people are trying to, people in the industry are saying, kids are no longer loyal, this, that, and the other. Hey, if you ball, you get the call. And the call means
take it all.
Because Cincinnati, once you say, hey, Tech is offering me $5 million, what you gonna do, Cincinnati? And they say,
well, we can't match $5 million.
So you
deuces.
That's just the reality.
So you market yourself, man.
You ball. And like this, Walker, this is something that's very unspoken. It's not mentioned very much. Every day that a person walks out on the football field, whether it be in practice or in a game, you're putting yourself at a bodily risk that could potentially end your life or injure you to where you'll never be the same.
Exactly. And that's why I'm so happy because it did that. My senior year, I hurt my knee. And it cost me millions. Really, it did. But this is what I'm gonna tell you. You exploit them just like they exploit you. And that's why I'm so happy for these guys that they get the opportunity to go and make some money to reinvest in themselves. You talk about some loyalty to some school. Well, when that school is recruiting other players every year, they ain't showing no loyalty when they're recruiting at your position.
Not at all.
Because if that kid come in any better than you, man,
then that's what it is.
Forget all of that. Forget all of that.
And the transfer portal changes that.
Man,
the NIL changes that.
And I was getting paid in college. I'm going to tell you the truth. I was getting paid. Yes, I was. I was getting paid.
Yeah, and a lot of these kids
been
getting paid, man.
Never.
Since the inception of college football, it's been happening. Why are we talking about the guys that are not being loyal to teams, the teams not being loyal to them? Another situation, Texas Longhorn receiver Parker Livingstone had a good year this year. Ended up being a guy that they actually had to rely on down the year. But he came in, a 3-star recruit. I want to say out of Lovejoy, a Texas guy. A guy that's happy to be at Texas. Whether I'm playing or not playing, I'm happy to be here. I'm from Texas. I'm playing at the state school. He was reportedly forced to jump into the transfer portal by the University of Texas because he made a post after he was let go and said that it's not my choice that I'm having to leave, and never thought that I would leave Texas. It's been my dream school my whole life. But now I'm going to have to go on to another journey. Texas is in a kind of not a rebuild, but they're trying to retool and get back to this national championship status that they had for the last couple of years competing. So that means we're going to bring in dogs. We're going to bring in real number ones at receiver. We're going to bring in real number ones at running back. Almost everybody in their offense, the skill positions transferred because Texas is getting ready to hand out this money and bring in their link to Cam Coleman right now as number one receiver in the transfer portal. Bring in guys like that So we don't really have room for a Parker Livingstone. For that reason, hey, bro, we just need you to jump in.
That's
and
why I
transfer
say
portal.
the loyalty thing is when they ready to get rid of you, it ain't a problem. Everybody always talk about you as a person, as an individual. Well, why would he leave Texas and this, that, and other? Well, Texas is pretty much forcing his hand, you know, and this is a kid that played pretty good in that bowl game.
Ended up being their best receiver almost throughout the year.
Yeah, exactly. But
And Arch Manning's best friend and roommate.
Arch Manning's best friend and roommate.
And I'm sure if Arch Manning went forward and said, hey, I got to have this guy, I'm sure they would keep him.
Well, see, the problem with that is, and I'll say this, when you're trying to get the ball to your best friend, and not throwing it to the guy that
To
runs
these
the
5-star guys that we paying $750,000 too.
You understand what I'm saying?
We paying them $750,000. So you to get on the ball.
As a wide receiver, sometimes you throw to the guys open, and then sometimes there's two guys open. And when that's I want you to throw it to this guy. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, if you're about wins, though, you can't just you can't be
I
committal to your roommate because he's your roommate.
Yeah.
So if Arch Manning want to win, he want to win the national championship, which Arch Manning ain't got no money problem. None. So. But I do get where you coming from. You know.
Yeah.
But and then you going out and you recruiting guys that's a lot better than he is.
Yeah.
This is a guy that was you got 25 scholarships. Somebody you probably already had your 25. Somebody say, hey, no, they changed their mind at the last minute, and he was probably
he was a late sign on Texas.
So here's the reality. This is what I would say, guys. If you're a skilled player at Texas or offensive lineman, you have at University of Texas, everybody has to be projected to be an NFL prospect.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be playing quarterback, lineman, kicker, cornerback, none of those positions at the University of Texas if you're not a projected NFL player. I don't think Livingston is an NFL player, so therefore at the University of Texas, he's not a good fit. That's just all I'll say about that. I understand how heartbroken he may be, but if those guys, much like Tech found out, because that kid got hard and he's committed to Lubbock, none of that worked out in the Orange Bowl.
None of that matters. And because it translated into a loss.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to get better. And Joey McGuire with Tech, you won 2 state championships in high school, and what did you have? You had a dual threat quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got
one of them he got from he transitioned to wide receiver. Will something.
Yeah, that was a bad boy right there. So you know, you just got to go with what works best for you, man. And with these kids today, man, you got to go make what is the guy Wisner?
He in
the portal.
That's what I was gonna say. Everybody on their skill positions in the portal. But he just the only one wanted to make a post because he didn't want to leave.
But did he? But was he forced out too?
I think all of them were forced out. I think he just made a post about it and was like, I didn't want to leave.
Because that's what I'm saying. If they don't want you, they don't have to have you. So that's why I'm saying. Everybody talking about
free running backs transfer.
Let me address the situation about Texas. I believe, now this is just my deal, Wisner didn't announce that he was going to enter the portal until after they fired the running back coach. Yeah. Once they fired the running back coach, all the running backs,
all of them,
went in the portal.
Yeah.
Well,
now was that a coincidence? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's a coincidence. But I think they fired the running back coach and said, y'all might want to get to looking too. Because nobody got the job done this year.
And that's what they're saying if they fired the running back coach.
So none of y'all got it done.
So I'm assuming
none of y'all are our guys.
This is my thought. They're gonna fire a running back coach that can bring a running back with.
Yeah, they brought in their old running back coach. I forget the dude's name, but they brought their old running back coach back, trying to get some related. They're trying to get the Jordan Ball kid from Florida State. They're trying to get bigger backs. They had a lot of scat back type of guys. Same at receiver. They had guys that none of those guys they had this year were number ones. They trying to go get number ones.
Yeah, I think
they got to get some room. Y'all
I think Sark has gotten enamored ever since his time back at USC when he was
Bush.
Yeah, he's trying to replicate the Bush kind of running back.
White.
And he's not here because those guys generally can't get you to tough yard. My problem with Texas is I thought Wisner was a really good college running back.
Yeah,
my problem was he didn't have one back he could use in short yardage.
No.
Like they were horrible in short yardage. Matter of fact, what's your quarterback? Arch Manning was their best short yardage back that they had. And I don't think that's a good situation.
No.
So to you guys' point, they need to get bigger, and I think they need to get better at running back. But hey, but all their running backs now, to me, I like their running backs because all the running backs can run a hole through the wind. You know what I mean?
They all in the portal now.
I don't care what running backs you have. They lines suck, man.
That was their biggest issue. Their line was terrible.
If you got a good offensive line, all that stuff is really.
Both their tackles were decent. Everybody on the interior was absolutely horrible. And all those guys are gone too.
Well,
they need to revamp the offense. We got Arch for one more year. We need to be good next year. Running backs, you didn't get it done. Receivers, you didn't get it done. Everybody go get in the portal. We finna retool. I think that's what's going on with Texas. I think Parker Livingstone, his best friend is Arch. He grew up. He wasn't supposed to go to Texas. He got Texas late. Ends up going to Texas. He wasn't even supposed to play this year until they figured out none of their receivers could play. Yeah. And they throw him in, and he played decent. But they're retooling and revamping.
Now, as a school like Texas, who really has depended on high school talent which is the lifeblood of their program, can they afford to do that anymore?
I don't think anybody can.
What, high school guys?
I don't think anybody in the nation can.
You have teams like Georgia. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's lose Indiana for a case study. Indiana's average age on their defense is 23 years old. That's their average age is 23. Can you afford on the college level to take high schoolers and develop?
No. You can, but they got to be great. They got to be 5-star and 4-star.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
All the 3-stars now, they have to go Division
FCS.
Go play Akron for a couple of years.
Because you just think about it. If I got 30 scholarships that I can give out.
They got 105 now.
Yeah. How many?
They have 105. But
they have 105.
But that's all you can have on your roster. You can't have any walk-ons, none of that stuff anymore.
So if I'm giving out 30 scholarships at Texas Tech, they giving 20 of them is 10 of them gonna probably come out to high school, but they're gonna be 5-star.
Yeah.
Guys that can play right now. Guys that I feel like I can play right now.
My issue with the high school situation is this. Like the minimum at Texas, I think everybody gets $25,000 a month at Texas, right? The problem with that is you're spending a lot of money on players that aren't playing.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere. Because
that's everywhere.
Texas Tech get the same thing.
Bama, Ohio State, it's the same everywhere. Yeah,
they get 45 a year.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the rock, that's girls basketball, boys baseball.
But Texas was playing their reserves $400,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's what they paying?
Yeah, what I'm saying, $2,500 a month is what they get. $25,000
a month.
$25,000 a month.
They getting
I'm talking about
$300.
Yeah, players verified
$25,000 a month.
Yeah, if you're not a star, if you're on the roster.
That's why Parker said, I don't want to leave. I ain't trying to transfer. Why y'all making me transfer? I ain't trying to leave.
Yeah, that's deep. Texas Tech give $55,000 a year, I think, something like that to every athlete.
SMU is the same. It's like 50-something a year. Everybody guaranteed.
I'm telling you, I didn't see in the W-2, so that's how I know.
Okay. Yeah.
They make them. They have a.
Well, you a tax guy. You out
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when that's when that's your bottom of the barrel. When that's what everybody on the team comes in and gets, right? Everybody's gonna want to But my point is, you're gonna end up paying a guy like say if Trey Wisner is a backup, and he's getting $400,000, and he's not producing. You gotta give that position to someone who
you gotta kick guys out because ain't nobody leaving that situation.
Because that makes you competitive with every running back in the nation if you're playing $400,000.
Yeah. And that ain't what he getting on the outside deal.
No,
not at all at Texas. I know a couple of guys at Texas too.
I need to be
they getting more than that
coordinated
on the outside.
Look,
while we talking about the transfer portal, I want to take it a little bit locally, man, and talk about these Baylor Bears who are on the opposite side of this transfer portal deal. All of their guys, we just talked about Bryson Washington jumping into the portal yesterday. That, to me, is kind of the bottom. The bottom bin came out with Baylor, but I guess the last little piece of hay on the camel's back that broke the camel's back with Bryson Washington leaving. Keaton Thomas jumped in the portal. He's gone to Ole Miss. All of their best players, Walker White, who was a 4-star they got from Auburn at quarterback, he jumped into the transfer portal. with the bottom coming out like that at Baylor, how does a team like Baylor rebound from this? They kept their coach, Dave Aranda, despite a lot of people thinking he should be gone. They decided to double down and keep him. They lose all of their top high school recruits outside of London Smith. They lose all of those guys, all the 4 stars they had coming in. All the good players you had left on the team, they transfer out. Keaton Thomas is gone. A guy like Walker White is gone. A guy like Bryson Washington, who's going to come back as your best player, he's now gone. You got guys from Waco jumping in the transfer portal like a Trey Wisner. That's not even going to consider Baylor. Kiefer Sibley, a guy that came from Waco, he's jumped in the transfer portal from UNT. I don't know if he's even considering Baylor as an option. How does a Baylor recover from guys like this jumping into the portal and not being able to compete in the portal?
It's only one way. This is the scope of college football.
Yeah.
You either got to pay largest amount of money, which I don't think they're doing, or you have to be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to be both.
Yep.
And they ain't a winner. They ain't a winner. You know, they not one of the blue bloods.
Nope.
You know, private school pretty much.
Yeah.
Christian university.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Notre Dame is the only school I can think of that
they paying though.
They paying.
Lots of
that's in that affiliation. But not to say that Baylor doesn't have money, because they do. They got some private donors over there that can come out. But you're gonna have to be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna have to get rid of Aranda. I don't want to talk about a man's job because he is coming back, but before the alumni put money in, they got to put money into somebody that they believe in.
Well,
right?
So I agree, but I don't think Aranda is the problem at Baylor. Like, I think he's
the problem. He's
problem. No. Well,
but the alumni gonna pay no money for a coach at that. Like Art Browns, when Art Browns, they got a whole new stadium built around.
And he's not an alumni-friendly coach from the things that I've heard.
So let me,
because that was a part of winning.
Mm-hmm. Again, what Art Browns did after he was a proven winner at Houston. Let's not think that Art. We didn't get. You know, I know the story is he was a high school coach, but Baylor didn't get him out of high school. Baylor got him out of Houston, where he had already been a proven winner at Houston.
Yeah, but he had came from Texas Tech and went over there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I had knew about him a long time before that, and he's always been a proven. He won at Stephenville 3 or 4. They named the stadium out there, I think.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. But he was winning.
Absolutely.
So your story about Aranda, he's not winning, man.
What I'm saying,
they're not gonna put no money into anything.
What I'm saying is, unless you fix, I'm talking.
What you gotta fix?
So first off, when this all happened in 2022, when all this NIL stuff happened, and I was having conversations with people that were on staff at Baylor, and their conversation is, we're not going to get involved in paying players. We're going to recruit Baylor guys.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, with that, they were able to come through with a team that won 8 games, I want to say, 2 years ago.
I think they was in the conference like at
last
the top
year.
Of the
They
conference.
won 8 games.
Okay. Last year, they won.
But
they won 8 games.
His first year, he coached. Didn't they win a conference?
No, they won 2 games his first year.
His first year, no, they won in 21.
No, they won 2 games.
No, he won. He's got a Big 12 championship.
In 20, they won 2 games.
When did he win a championship?
He won a championship because he won it without Matt Rule players.
In 21.
Okay. Without Matt Rule guys.
Okay.
He won in 21.
In 21.
When he first got there, he won 2 games, I want to say.
I think his first. I thought his first year was the championship year.
Yeah, I do too. I think. His
hold on, y'all look it up. Because I thought in 2020 he was garbage.
But this is the thing. They, just like you said, when he first came in, they was talking about they wasn't gonna get involved in the transfer portal and this, that, and other. But now, when it's successful and everybody's paying and it's starting to work, then what is Baylor trying to do? They came up last year with this thing where they put all their money into one.
Yeah, they first year only won 2 games. Then the next year they won in 21. The COVID year they only played 8 games. And they were 2-6, and then the next year when they played a full season, they won.
That's what I'm saying. Like when he first got here, they didn't win no game. So my point is, when this all happened after the 22 season, when they had a lot of success, this would have been spring of 22. They had a lot of success. They won a championship. I sat down and had conversations with Baylor coaches, and their ideas were, hey, We're not going to get involved in that NIL stuff.
We gonna lose.
We gonna
And that was a bunch of coaches' thoughts. That wasn't just Baylor. That was the majority of the country's thoughts.
We're gonna recruit. No. What I'm saying is, they were talking about getting Baylor guys when I think Art Browse came in here and proved that you couldn't win with what they call Baylor guys.
No.
You had to get guys that could play football.
Yeah.
And
well, they changed a lot of the administrative stuff for them to get in school and this, that, and other when Art Browse came.
Mm-hmm.
So it was on a whole different scale. Hey, if y'all want me to win, this is what we need to do.
So I think we're okay. I think we're at that point with Aranda. There are some infrastructure things, some attitudes that have to change within the framework of how they're going to field a team.
Yeah.
You understand? Like your alma mater, Texas Tech, they had a clear understanding of what it's going to take to field a competitive team at the college level, and they were able to play in the championship. I think that's all Baylor has to make a commitment to, of understanding what it's going to take to field a championship level team. Yeah. Right? Now, again, it's only getting worse. There's some guy who was pledged $30 million to Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
300 million.
300 million.
300 million to Kansas.
But Baylor didn't last year. Didn't they all come together and they put this so much money into
that's
this?
what I was going to say. I think they need a talent evaluator because they spent money.
They spent peanuts in comparison to the other schools.
Well, yeah, comparison to Texas Tech or something, but they weren't even competitive with the regular schools.
No. What I'm saying is, you see they were paying peanuts based on their best players getting in the portal.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you
that makes sense.
To me, you had, if you wanted to be a top 20 program, and if you ask Baylor, right, Baylor people, they believe that they in the last 10 years they've been a top 20 program. Right? They believe that.
Yeah.
They got several conference championships, right? In the Big 12.
Right. In the last 20 years,
last 10 years.
15. Because Browns was
about 15 years, right? And if you want to play at that level, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to pay players.
Well, they want. I wouldn't say some guys are getting paid on Baylor. I'm not going to say all.
No.
I think they missed on the guys that they like. Matthew Fobbs-White was like a top 5 edge rusher coming out the transfer. It just turns out he can't play. No, they missed on the guys that they did pay in the transfer portal.
Here's the deal.
It turns out they weren't that good.
If you go back and look at the guys that Baylor got, Baylor got guys that projected to be good players, but they didn't have any real film on the college level of being good players. You understand what I'm saying?
They got some lower level guys with. Yeah, they missed.
Yeah.
They missed.
They were trying to get them out.
But those are the guys. Those guys weren't being offered $600,000 or $700,000 by other schools. Cam Coleman,
got those middle of the road
Cam, they got guys who had been in college, who hadn't had a proven track record, but were good prospects.
Well, I think that's the only way Baylor can win because they're never going to get a Cam Coleman. They got to go and get the middle. They got to do like Indiana. Indiana didn't get none of them dudes.
But Indiana got the best guys at the Group of 5 and FCS levels they can afford. That's what I'm saying. That's what Baylor has to do.
That's
not what they did, though.
That's not what they did.
They went and got Power 5 guys who hadn't played and transferred them in.
Indiana got a coach. They got a coach.
Yeah, and they got a coach.
Talent evaluator.
Talent evaluator.
That's what I'm saying. They got to get somebody like that.
And they know how to talk and know how to get kids to.
Personated a dog.
To me,
for sure.
You got to go FCS, Group of 5. Those are the guys you have to.
Similar to Indiana.
Just like Indiana. I think that's the key. And if you look at Tech, a lot of their guys that they brought in were Group of 5, all FCS All-Americans, and Group of 5 All-Conference guys.
All-Conference, really.
That's what they did.
And
none of those guys are backups from Oklahoma or backups from Tennessee or backups. Those guys were proven.
David Bailey was that guy.
David Baylor was a monster at Stanford already. He was number 1 edge rusher.
Yeah, but they didn't have a conference then.
No.
But he was that guy. They went and got top tier guys.
And a team that's doing that's in a similar position as Baylor right now is Colorado, who's quietly getting a lot of all conference guys from really, really small schools. They've already signed on 5 or 6 guys that played at the FCS level that were all conference guys.
The only team that I will say that's left in the playoffs that had, if you look at them, a lot of the kids were recruited out of high school is Miami. Like Miami is the only school.
And they're all from Miami. They're all from Florida.
There's a lot of Florida guys.
They all
a
from
lot
Florida.
of their guys are Florida guys. But
they paid Carson big.
But you also got to realize they had a couple disappointing seasons going that route too. Like those guys have grew into those positions.
Into top guys.
So I think recruiting high school players, and this is what I was getting to. Baylor and schools like Baylor have to get out of the business of recruiting high school as being their main source of talent. They're going to have to start recruiting at the FCS level and the Group of 5 level if they truly – because to me, that's where the gold mines are, at the FCS and the Group of 5
That's
level.
how you could turn a program around like Indiana.
You don't have to offer as much money.
Yeah.
Right? Because these guys are not coming from schools that we're paying a lot of money.
Right.
You know, but you have to be, like you guys pointed out,
get the right one.
you have to be great talent evaluators if you're going to.
And that's what Kirsten is doing. And they're doing it again. They got Josh Hoover from TCU just committed to Indiana. They got the running back from Boston College. So Indiana's doing it all over again. They're going and getting the best value guys and getting 20 of them, sticking them together instead of getting 2 or 3 of those guys. Yeah. Baylor's got I think majority of the country got to do that. Only people who can recruit freshmen is Texas, Georgia, Miami, Florida.
Because you don't get the 5
stars. Them the only guys can recruit freshmen. Everybody else, you better go get you a 23-year-old that's been playing in North Dakota State for a couple of years so you can fill out your roster going into that. And I think that's where majority of these teams are going. Let's go back to college football real quick before we move on to the NFL. Looking at a couple of the other games, we already talked about the Tech game. And with that, I got all the games wrong outside of Indiana. I can't even come in here and say, man, I was right about this. I picked Georgia to beat Ole Miss. I picked Ohio State to beat Miami in that game. Only one I did get right was Indiana beating Alabama. They pretty much embarrassed Alabama, which wasn't much of a shock to me because Alabama really wasn't that good. In my opinion, does this Indiana team have enough to win it all going as we go forward and looking into this next round?
Being the number one Indiana doubter on this panel here, I will say yes, they do have enough to win it. Again, they've proven to be tough, resilient, deep. To me, I don't know if they have enough explosion and athleticism in the secondary, but they may. It may not come to that. You know what I mean? They may just dominate up front and it never comes to that. But that's my question. If they meet up with a Malachi Tony or even a Chambliss, somebody who could really stress them, will they be able to stop them? But I believe this matchup they have coming up with Oregon, it should be a knockdown drag out. I think these teams are pretty even.
Yeah,
they're pretty even.
Similar to me.
I would, in my opinion, I give the quarterback an edge to Oregon in this game.
Moore, for sure.
But the coaching edge I give to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati is the best coach in college football to me.
To me,
he's a monster.
Indiana is the best team I've seen in this thing so far.
I agree.
I think Miami is overachieved, and they bring defense. They bring a defense presence. Ole Miss is probably because they can put points on the board. They can score against anybody. And their defense is just good enough. But they're not going to be able to give up 35 points against something.
Miami can't score 35.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, they won't have to worry about it. Yeah. But I think
not unless they open it up.
But I do pick Ole Miss over Miami. I'm picking Ole Miss over Miami.
Okay.
I am going to pick that, and then I'm going to pick Indiana over Oregon. I just think the coaching, the coaching is going to make a difference in this game. And I heard an interview by Kirk Connect, and what he said was when he got to Indiana, he told him, you better check my track record. Google me.
That's when I became a fan. That day when he said that is when I became a fan of Indiana.
I done won everywhere I went, and I'm going to win.
He ain't stopped winning.
The
only teams he's lost to since he's been in Indiana.
They asked him, was he think he was going to be successful in the big? He said yes. I'm going to win.
He was going to dominate the Big
Ten.
Ten.
Check my record. Google me. I done won everywhere I've
And he
been.
went to the right place because the Big Ten, I mean, it's Oregon, it's Ohio State.
And
After
this
that,
man
ain't nobody else scary in
That
the Big
man
Ten.
going to end up with a statue outside of
For sure.
Indiana.
They
Indiana.
done gave him $100 million. What coach in Indiana done never got $100 million? Any sport. Bob Knight didn't get $100 million.
Yeah.
So, like,
So
they keeping that guy.
What he's done with less is the reason.
And they're getting ready to do it again. I'm looking at their transfer portal guys they already got. They're getting ready to do this again. Kirstenetti's a monster. I don't see anybody beating Kirstenetti. Obviously, I'm going to go case by case because matchups can determine it. I don't see nobody beating these guys, just like I didn't see nobody beating them before the tournament started. Them going into Oregon, I think it's going to be, as Rocky said, knockout, drag-out fight between these two teams. But I'm taking Indiana
I'm
in that
picking
matchup.
Ole Miss to win it all.
Ole Miss to win everything.
To win everything.
Okay.
You know, I just can't get that Penn State game out of my head when I sat down and watched Indiana a whole game.
You've been an Indiana hater.
No, guys. What I'm saying is,
right?
when they.
Because Penn State should have beat them. They should have beat
Penn State should
them.
have
But they didn't.
But they didn't.
So
but Penn State lost 6 games this year, 7 games. So what I'm saying is, they're not this juggernaut that
can't be beat.
And I'm saying against,
I
I know Walker. Even Nick Saban. When teams were just as talented, or they had a player like Deshaun Watson on the other side, even his teams could get taken down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, I'm looking for that performance. It's going to take that kind of performance to take him down.
I think
is there a player that can pull it off? I think Dante can, and I also think Chambers can, but we'll see.
I'm picking Ole Miss to win it all.
To win the whole thing.
The whole thing.
You can win you some money.
That's where I'm gonna have to disagree at. I like Miami. I like Miami in this game.
It's my opinion, and it's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking with it.
And if they win it all, you're gonna look like a genius. So
Texas Tech at home. Right?
Yeah. I don't got no dog left in the fight. I didn't have a dog in the fight to start with, so I just been going off of who I think is gonna win case by case. Like I said, I think Indiana has enough to take out Oregon again.
Ole Miss is paying 5 times 1 to 5. You bet 100, you win 500 if Ole Miss wins. So
them good odds. Them good odds. I will go ahead and jump in on it now. Miami and Ole Miss is the other game in this one right now. Miami's favored by 3 points, as Wayne just said. He's got Ole Miss in this game moving forward. Rock, who you like in this one with Miami and Ole Miss? In the Fiesta Bowl.
I like Ole Miss, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I just think the physicality that Miami's going to try to play with is actually going to play into an SEC's hand.
Man.
They can handle the physicality. It won't take those guys by surprise. If you look, one of the best units in Ole Miss is on Ole Miss's whole team is the depth they have up front, and they were rotating 2 defensive lines out there. So you're not going to be able to just push those guys and run the football. And at this point, I'm questioning whether Carson Beck can win you a game if it's put on his shoulders, because the coaching staff for Miami hadn't done it in almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
How many games did Ole Miss lose?
One.
And they lost it to who? Georgia. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But they was winning that whole game.
Yeah,
they
the
really
entire
should be
game.
undefeated, man. I'm
The
telling
entire
you,
game.
man.
No, Ole Miss has been Lane Kiffin put together a great roster.
And they score. They score. That's the
Lane
the
Kiffin put
determining
together a
factor
good
for me.
roster.
They can
Lacey
score.
is a monster. Another Texas kid that got out of Texas. He went to Lancaster. He's been a monster all year for him. They got a multitude of receivers that can go and get it, as they've shown in that last game versus Georgia. And these SEC defenses is not like we're used to seeing the SEC and think, oh, they're going to go out here and the defense is going to dominate. It ain't been like that all year. Georgia's defense ain't been good, but the offense was good. Ole Miss defense ain't been good, but the offense. Alabama's defense ain't been good, but the offense was good. I think there's kind of been a shift this year, at least in the SEC, as far as how they do it. But that's going to be another knockout, drag-out game. The big question is what Rocky just said. Can Carson Beck score with these other guys? I'm not no Carson Beck believer in the slightest. I like the other guys on Miami. I think they stopped putting the ball in Carson Beck's hands because that's why Georgia stopped putting the ball in Carson Beck's hands. He's going to lose it for you.
Because I think my Ole Miss is one of those teams that if you're going to score on them, you're going to have to put the ball in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
That's
going
what I'm saying. because Ole Miss going to put the ball in there. That's just
sure.
like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
I'm shooting bullets. You can't get nowhere close.
You think the style creates a mismatch in this game?
It creates a mismatch easily because Ole Miss is multi-ballot. They can run, they can throw it, and they're going to put up points. Miami, they don't put up points.
Do y'all think they'll put them up like that on this Miami defense? Because I think this is the best defense by far that they've played.
But they play right into that. Georgia has a good defense. And every team that they played in the SEC has a good defense. So
Not this defense, though. I get what you're saying.
I know you got two good rush-ins. You got two good rush-ins, and you got Scott.
Those rush-ins don't like.
I'm not talking about the ends. I'm talking
What
about
I'm saying
all
is
three levels.
Okay, let's look at this. Mm-hmm. The reason why Miami's defense was, in my opinion, was so effective in the two games that they played is that one of the guys they were able to cage in, which is Marcel Reed, but he wasn't a very good passer.
No.
Right? So they were able to cage him in. The other guy, they didn't have to cage in. He was gonna be there. He couldn't move. Well, this guy, you can cage him in if you want to, but he can throw the ball and he has people to throw to.
I agree.
And Lacey is the best running back you guys would have faced in the playoffs.
And then they got three pass catchers. They got a tight end. And then they got, creativity as an offense coordinator, a guy that can make a jump.
And I'll say this.
Telling you, watch.
I'll say this, and Walker, you may agree with me. If Lacey can get 100 on Georgia, he damn sure can get 100 on Miami.
Yeah, I agree with that, but Georgia's defense ain't the Georgia defense that
No.
Georgia defense gave up 100 to a lot of people this year.
So I'm going to ask you this. Do you think they gave 100 up to Louisville? Would they have given up 100 against Virginia?
No. But I watched that game, though. Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions. That's why they lost that game. I'm not going to put that on
the SMU game?
The SMU game, they got carved up. Yeah. They got carved up against SMU.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, I agree.
This offense is better than SMU's offense.
Absolutely. That's not even close.
Twice.
And again, and let's not, I'm not saying Miami doesn't have a great defense. I'm saying that just think about this. Mm-hmm. If you got 11 athletic guys, and they all have to guard one guy, that was the situation at A&M. They had to guard one guy. All 22 guys was looking at who? Marcel Reed, right?
Yeah.
The guy at Tech, the guy that was playing quarterback, couldn't deliver the ball to the people that was a threat, and he wasn't a threat. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that the offense that Miami has isn't dynamic, isn't explosive, doesn't have a couple guys.
Let's just let it play out. They play out Thursday.
But I'm just saying, Ole Miss's offense is going to be the best offense they faced all year.
I agree.
I seen SMU carve them up, and this is the thing about it. Ole Miss is twice as good as SMU. Better quarterback, better receivers, better running back, better offensive lineman. So,
now Scott probably didn't play that game though.
He didn't.
He didn't play.
But he's only one player though.
Yeah, but he's only one player. But they got a good DB room. But like Wayne said, we're gonna see when it gets to that point.
We make our picks, and that's all we can do. Make our picks.
They play in a couple of days. January 8th, they'll be playing at 6:30. We've got good football all weekend long. Starting with this game, as a matter of fact, Miami and Ole Miss, that game will be on Thursday, leading all the way into Wild Card Weekend as well. So I want to transition a little bit to the NFL. Last night, we got to see the wrap-up of the NFL season. Came all the way down to literally the last play of the game with the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers to see who was going to get that last spot in the playoffs. Ended up being Pittsburgh after Baltimore drove down the field. Their kicker blew a field goal, 44-yard field goal, missed it wide right. After Pittsburgh's field goal kicker just blew the game is what everybody thought. And Boswell, a guy that's been as consistent as can be in the NFL for the last decade as the kicker position, came all the way down to the very end. Do we think the Steelers team, we were talking about this off camera, does the Steelers team have enough to get into the playoffs and win? They've gotten to the playoffs, 6 times in the last 10 years, haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Does this Pittsburgh team have enough to go out and get a win on Monday night? That'll be the closeout of this great football weekend that we see.
I would say, this is what I'm going to say. Them damn kickers. Either way it went, the kicker was going to be responsible for the game, right? If Pittsburgh lose a kicker, miss an extra point, he's going to be responsible. Baltimore, the kicker was going to be responsible because he missed the game, because it comes all the way down to that, and then you got a guy that's in practice by himself. All they had to do is kick it through the uprights. Neither one of them does that. So that's the reason that Pittsburgh is in the playoffs. But this is the thing. Do they have enough? I'm going to say this. You get re-energized during playoff times, and it's a whole new season. And I think with Pittsburgh, it was a good thing that DK Metcalf was out, because now you got the other guys got to step up and do some things. So with that being said, they're playing the best freaking defense in the whole league. And the Houston Texans ain't no joke on defense. If they can score 17 points, they'll win. If they can't, they'll lose. And I'm going to leave it right there. If they score 17 points, they win. If they don't, they lose. Because I don't think that's without them turning the ball over. That's without them turning the ball over, him fumbling or anything like that. But if they don't turn the ball over and they score 17 points, they win. If they don't, they lose. Because I think Houston is in a similar situation. I don't think they're strong offensively and they can't run the ball. They have a horrible defensive line. And I think the energy that Pittsburgh showed last night as far as defense, if they come out and play with that type of intensity this week, then it'll be a defensive game. And in a defensive game, I'm going to get the advantage to the Texans, because they can create turnovers. Yeah. They can control field position. So I'm gonna say Pittsburgh wins if they score 17. If they don't, they lose.
Yeah, I'm going to say I got to take the Texans in this game. Even though they're traveling on the road, they're the favorite. But I'm going to take Houston in this game, basically because I don't think the Pittsburgh offense can muster up
17 points.
Yeah, I don't think they can score. I don't think they can score enough. Yeah. You know, and on the back end, you know, CJ Stroud, you know, he's a big game hunter, and I think he'll get a couple big plays on that defense. So we'll see. But I got to take Houston in that. Now, coincidentally, if I had to bet the game, I'd take Pittsburgh in the points, though.
That's what everybody's been saying. Pittsburgh in the points. Pittsburgh in the points.
And it's gonna be a field goal game to me.
And you know the whole lure of them playing on Monday night. They made it a Monday night game, and Pittsburgh hadn't lost a Monday night since like the '60s or something like that. So everybody's already saying, "Oh, it's gonna be Pittsburgh. They don't lose on Monday." You know, yada yada. Y'all know who I'm picking, so I don't even gotta make a pick on that one. Y'all know who I was picking before I even seen who the opponent was gonna be in that one. But a great game that ended up sending Pittsburgh to them. Before we look at these other games, lots and lots of head coaching vacancies already in the NFL. There were, I think, 3 guys fired before the final game of the season already. Obviously, the Giants have fired their coach, and a couple other teams, Cardinals, I was trying to think of the other team. A few teams have already fired their coach beforehand. Then, after yesterday, 3 coaches fired. 3 teams fired their coach. The Browns fired Kevin Stefanski finally. The Falcons fired Raheem Morris after 2 seasons of underachieving. And and we've seen a one-and-done, Pete Carroll being a one-and-done, and now the Raiders have done that 2 years in a row with Antonio Pierce, and now Pete Carroll being fired after only 1 season with the Vegas Raiders. Starting with the Raiders and their one-and-done thing, do you think that was the right move, getting rid of Pete Carroll after the year that they had this year, securing the number 1 pick?
Yeah, for sure. It wasn't no improvement. You didn't see anything to build on for the future. You got to have something to build on. And even with the number 1 pick they're going to get, which is probably going to be a quarterback, Mendoza or more. But I'm thinking Tom Brady is going to be in the evaluation of what they need and what they're going to go get. And with him being Tom Brady, like clone and he's idol and all that. After that, I think that's who it's going to be.
That's the same thing I said.
But they had nothing positive going on this year. They lost some games. You didn't see anything that Pete Carroll could improve on. Like it seemed like their season got worse as the season went on. They lost to Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought Cleveland probably was the worst team in the whole league.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland had a defense, but offensive-wise, Cleveland was inefficient and just not in sync. But, I think that was the right move.
What do you think about the Pete Carroll fire?
Yeah, I hated to see Pete go out like this. Ultimately, I think it was the right move. I didn't have any faith or confidence in the Raiders being able to make a competent decision. I thought really they should have stuck with AP. If he was I think AP won 4 or 5 games last year with no quarterback. You know, essentially no quarterback, and had he been given an opportunity to draft a young quarterback and mold, and you know what I mean? I just don't think Antonio Pierce was given, and I know that's kind of a coaching cycle ago, but I think all of those things kind of fold into this season, meaning that you hire, you have AP, he definitely overachieves considering what he has a quarterback, and then you fire him only to hire a guy that's 70 years old, 75 years old. Seemed like Pete Carroll was a placeholder.
He was.
Until they could hire who they wanted anyway. And but I don't see where you go from here. There's not a lot of strong candidates in this. It looks like I think this is going to be this hiring cycle.
It's going to be recycling.
I was just going to say the same thing.
It's going
to be a recycle. You're going to have your Grudens, your Stefanskis, your Salas,
Big Mike McCarthy. He'll get
McCarthy. Yeah. It's just gonna be. It's just gonna be.
Even Raheem Morris, he could end up somewhere. I mean,
Vance Joseph is getting a lot of
Spagnolia.
Spagnolia
he
getting
ain't
interviews.
going nowhere. Well, why would he go somewhere?
No.
I mean, he getting paid $5 million.
Dang, they're like a head coach just to be the DC. He'll be staying there too.
So I think that I think of all the firings that I thought was kind of, and it happens to the brothers all the time. You know, I think Raheem Morris, the way his team finished up, based on how things kind of unfolded for him, I think his firing was preemptively done, meaning that they fired him because they realized next year when they come back, they are going to have a better team.
Man, that's the best job in the league right now.
Yeah. They are going to have a better team, and they won't be able to fight. If you don't fire him now, you won't be able to fire him next year. So I think they just did. They wanted another coach.
Is that the best job in the league out of all the teams?
Out of all the teams with a vacancy, for sure, the best job in the league. They got it. As soon as somebody figures out how to put a defense out there,
that's the most attractive job.
You don't have anything tied up in quarterback.
You got the best young running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know,
you got receivers.
You got all
Drake
your key
London.
players under contract. You know, other than Pitts. You know,
he ain't no key player. He's a player.
He got me 49 points one week. Man,
so. 1 week he got 49
so
points.
So what do you do
in 3
with
years.
Kirk Cousins? You bring him back?
Nah, you don't.
We're gonna have to pay him.
No, you don't bring Kirk back.
You still have to pay him.
No, I think they. How do you get rid of him?
No, so there's a lot of things. So you let no, Kirk is gone. His money's out. All his money's gone.
But
his money's already
the thing
gone.
about it, Michael Penix, he hurt his knee. He ain't gonna be back.
Yeah, but I
don't think he's the guy either. That quarterback.
Yeah, so what do
they
you
gave
do?
him,
I think
they
that's
gave him
the
a chance this year.
I think that's the only issue you have is at quarterback. You don't know what you're gonna do at quarterback. But other than that, that roster is easy to evaluate and go out and get what you need because all you have to do is plug and play.
You won't put it like this: if you get Kirk, you won't have to play him further. You won't have to pay him $50 million.
Yeah.
Because unless he goes to
you go get Justin Fields.
I would.
No, I would.
I'm not getting no Justin Fields.
No,
Justin Fields need to move to receiver or running back. He don't need to play quarterback no more.
I'm surprised Aaron Glenn.
That's what I was just about to go to. Aaron Glenn, he's a black head coach. I'm rooting for him. But if anybody was deserving of getting fired after 1 year, Aaron Glenn did some of the strangest things I've seen. Just the decision making, the talent evaluate. It was horrible.
And he didn't tank well enough to get the number one pick.
And then you didn't even get the number 1 pick. Y'all were clearly the worst team.
And then your best player is playing with Dallas right now.
Best player playing with Dallas. Sauce Gardner got hurt, but he's in
and then you let him go.
But that's not his move. They were tanking. You know what I mean?
I mean, but regardless, with those guys they suck.
Well, how do you
Without
get better?
those guys they suck.
How do you get better? You gonna be in the
They
same
were the
position.
first team in NFL history. He's a corner. They're the first team in NFL history to never get an interception in the game. First team since the inception of the NFL. 100 years.
100 years, over 100
and no
years.
everybody.
Nobody
Them
can-
dudes with the squishy helmets got a pick, at least one. And you couldn't get a pick out here? Like, come on, dog. Like, nah, man.
There's some linemen got picked.
Yeah, linemen got
There's some Rocket Millers got picked, boy, out there, man.
A tip ball in the air, nothing.
You know, like
you
I
went
said,
18 games and didn't get a pick.
I'm not sure he's out of the woods. You know what I
Of being
mean?
fired just
Yeah,
yet?
I'm not
yeah,
sure
I'm not
he's
sure
out
on
of
it
the
either, because that was a pathetic
What about the
season.
coach in Tampa?
I think his numbers gonna get called
After they lose in the oh no, because the Panthers are gonna go. Yeah, they didn't make it. I think Todd Bowles is the writing's on the wall. I think Todd Bowles.
I think it's gonna be Black. It may be Black Tuesday tomorrow.
Yeah,
'cause it may be him, Aaron Glenn.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I was shocked that Aaron Glenn honestly didn't get fired as well. Let's look at. We just talked about the draft order. The top 10 draft order has been set. Vegas Raiders get the number 1 pick. New York Jets get the number 2 pick. Arizona Cardinals get number 3. Tennessee Titans at 4. New York Giants get the 5th pick. Cleveland falls all the way to 6th, get the 6th pick. The Washington Commanders get 7. New Orleans at 8. Kansas City at 9, which is going to end up being huge. And the Cincinnati Bengals at the 10th spot. Looking at those top, I guess to start with the top 3. I think Mendoza will be there, but if it ain't Mendoza, it's Dante Moore. I think those are clearly going to be the number 1 and 2 picks because the Jets need a quarterback. The Raiders need a quarterback. At 3 is where it starts to, you got to figure it out. 1, because there's not a definitive third quarterback in this draft. Cardinals have no idea what direction they're going in. They fired their coach. I don't know if Kyler Murray is going to be the quarterback. I don't think so either. With those first 3 picks, I think it's going to be quarterback first 2, and then I don't know what's going to happen at 3.
I think you bring back at 3. I think you bring back what's his name, Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, you bring him back and just let him run it back with him. But it just depends on who you get as a coach, man. All that because the Las Vegas need a coach. The Jets probably gonna need a coach. Arizona gonna need a coach. Every one of these teams.
Titans need a coach.
The first 6 teams need coaches.
Yep.
The first 6 teams in the draft order
don't have a coach right now. Well, the Jets have a coach,
except for the Jets.
Yeah, but we don't know for how much longer do they have a coach.
But 5 out of the 6 need a coach. So all that's gonna depend on the coach.
So are there 7 openings now in the league?
Yeah, close to. I think 7 openings right now in the NFL.
Because I'm trying to think of where the other openings are. Atlanta.
Atlanta. So that's 7. That's 6. And then
we already said the Giants need a coach.
Yeah, so it's 6 right now.
6 with a couple possibles. Aaron Glenn, Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay could be a possible as well. So, I mean, I think those first 2 guys are gonna get quarterback. After that, the Giants are gonna have to stick with Jackson Dart. There's not gonna be any quarterbacks left if they were thinking about moving on, which I don't think they were.
I think you bring in an offense coordinator that can coach.
I see a playoff team. One of these playoff teams are gonna fire their coach.
As well.
Yeah. I fully. If Buffalo doesn't win, they're gonna fire their coach.
Sean McDermott?
Yeah.
No, Rocky. Rocky, I don't think so, man. I think he overachieved this year. They ain't have
and Mike McDaniels, it hasn't been fully decided either. They got rid of their GM in Miami. Mike McDaniels hadn't been fully decided, so that might be another coach.
That might be 8.
That might be the 8th one. I don't know how he's not fired, but he somehow still retains his job out there as well. And another guy that I thought was going to be fired, he's not a coach. No idea how Joe Shane still has a job with the New York Giants. I think at this point he's got pictures on somebody. He's doing something. He knows something about somebody in the Giants organization. Because how in the world does he still have his job?
Well, can somebody fire Jerry Jones?
Nah, unfortunately. He
Only
will never be fired.
Hey, God is the only person who can fire
He had to fire him from life. That's the only way. He had to get fired from
Can
Earth.
somebody fire the Dallas Cowboy GM?
He got to get fired from Earth.
God is the only one that can fire Jerry Jones. You hear me?
And it's going to be from Earth, not from the Cowboys. That'll be the only time
Does he
won't
deserve
be
to be fired?
No, absolutely not.
Oh my God!
No,
man.
I mean,
I don't know about
come
that.
That's
on, man.
bias, man.
I don't
That's
know about
bias.
that.
That shows some bias,
I
man.
don't know about
Hey,
that.
because
Jerry
you're a
Jones
Cowboy
wouldn't
fan,
hire Jerry Jones.
You got to speak on the truth. You on the show, right?
Jerry Jones wouldn't hire Jerry Jones.
No, again, my point is.
You know what the president
Well,
says when
hey,
he's talking to the.
hey.
You talking to the American people, man.
I'm talking to the American people. If I were
about America's team.
Again, and I'll say this to the people out there.
Yeah.
Had I bought the Cowboys in 1989, I probably wouldn't fire myself as general manager either.
No.
I'm telling you.
Not.
I can't blame Jerry because I don't know that I would do anything different. I would probably have Cameron as the assistant GM and Rashad director of marketing and Riel over business operations.
With the cheerleaders and all that.
And Gigi, director of marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wouldn't give a damn what y'all said about.
Because he keeps spending that money. He's not going to care what they say.
Like, he done created a place for his family, a haven for his family to create and build and do things. And I just don't think he would. I think what Jerry Jones has built as an organization, he can't divorce himself from it. And we have to, as fans, accept that if we gonna love the Cowboys, we gotta love the Jones.
Well,
come with him.
He won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, he got some clout now.
Yeah, so he does have that to take along with him.
And they put together good rosters, majority of the time.
And he did pay Dak eventually.
He paid after it
So,
make him wait for a while.
That ain't the question. The question was, do you feel like you feel like he's
No, he's miscalculated. Like I think how he's dealt with Dak's contract ultimately gets us in a situation where we can't hold on to Michael Parsons and all that kind of stuff. Had he tied up Dak preemptively, we're not in these situations that we're in. Again, Jerry Jones, I think he's made some mistakes. Certainly he's made some mistakes. But just look at what he's been able to do.
3 Pro Bowl players on their team.
Dax
is one of them.
Probably don't deserve them.
Dak, George, and CD.
Yeah, no, the kicker.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Aubrey. Yeah,
Brandon Aubrey.
He's a monster.
He's also the guy that was criticized for trade for Pickens.
Yes,
George
Pickens always had talent.
No, but he was criticized. You're bringing the cancer in the locker room, all that kind of stuff. They were saying all kind of stupid stuff about Pickens.
Man, if he brought in Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah,
he brought in Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man fought his bodyguard. That's what got him traded.
What is the boy he brought from Carolina? The boxer?
Greg Hardy.
The killer.
He brought Hardy in.
He was choking his girl.
So what are you talking about? He's done a lot of that, brought in players.
Charles
like
Haley.
that.
I heard that was pretty tremendous.
Yeah.
So
he's no stranger to that, to bringing in a cancer. He
new,
brought in T.O. He brought in everybody you could think of. So I didn't know.
Man, he keeps us as a Cowboy fan, we're always in the news.
Entertainment purposes only.
No,
that's what you
man.
put next to Cowboys. For entertainment purposes only.
Man, look here. When the Texans win a Super Bowl, then you can talk.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we get there. Let's see how we do this year. We working on it right now.
Y'all been in the league 20 years?
23 years. This is year 20. So this is the Jordan year. Maybe we're going to go get one since it's our Jordan year. We're going to go get us one this year. But let's look at these games. Leading up to the playoffs, wild card weekend, as I said, a great weekend in football. College football Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we get NFL. We already talked about the Texas game. Yeah, because it's getting close. I was thinking the same thing earlier. I'm like, man, we almost out of football. We're getting close to it right now.
At least next Monday we'll have Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. We talked about the Texans already in that game. Let's look at the first game on the schedule. Los Angeles Rams, 10.5-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers. This is probably the biggest spread out of any of the teams. I'm going with LA in this one, and I'll probably take them to cover. Carolina's not even a playoff team in my estimation. But what do y'all think about this first game?
I got to take the Rams.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are going to get it done. I know they lost in Carolina before, but I think it was a situation where they kind of overlooked them and kind of downplayed them. But they won't be doing it this week, so I'm taking the Rams.
Not at all.
I hope the weather's better, but I'm going to take the Rams. Because I think Carolina's a team. And and Bryce Young is a team that if he plays under good conditions, he's a different player.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays
like most of the California kids,
yeah, if he plays in good conditions, he's a different player.
Yeah.
If there's any kind of rain, any kind of wetness, he could, or if it's cold, it could be pretty rough on him. But yeah, I'll take Los Angeles in that game.
Sunday morning game, the Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is going to be a great game. Jacksonville has surprised me.
What about the Saturday
by far.
game, Green Bay and
I skipped over that one. I skipped over that one. Yeah, let me go back. We got one more on Saturday with Green Bay and Chicago. Old school rivalry game. Green Bay is actually, what I seen earlier, they were favored. I see right here on ESPN.
Favored.
They still favored?
Yeah.
Okay, on ESPN it's showing me 1.5 to Chicago. But when I seen it earlier, I was seeing Green Bay being favored. Even though they're 9-7, they're going on the road to Chicago. And man, if Jordan Love is healthy, I almost have to agree with the odds makers here and take Green Bay. I know Chicago won the division. They're 11-6. They're going to be playing at home. Obviously, the weather's going to be absolutely terrible because it's going to be in Chicago coming up. I actually like Green Bay because of the experience, because I think they have a better head coach. I love Matt LaFleur, what he can do, even though I don't think Ben Johnson is any type of slouch whatsoever. Let me say that for Chicago. But I actually like Green Bay in this game. Wayne, what do you think about Green Bay and Chicago?
Man. I'm taking Chicago. I know they played this game last week. It was 35 degrees in Chicago. That's great weather. That's great weather. Yeah. But this weekend, they talking about it's going to be 14 degrees.
Yeah.
But that ain't a problem for Green Bay because that's what they come
14
from.
degrees in Green Bay, too.
It's cold. It's 12 degrees. If it's 14 degrees in Chicago, it's 12 degrees in Green Bay. 10.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm taking. I think Ben Johnson game plans better than anybody, any offense coordinator in the league. And I think this is where he throws his new wrinkles in. And I think he's been getting ready for this for a couple of weeks. So just with that knowledge and just with his knowledge and him as a coach and offense coordinator mainly, I think they get it done.
I agree. I agree with the
part
about Ben Johnson. But I agree. But I'm taking Green Bay. I agree with the part about Ben Johnson though.
This is a tough one here.
It is tough. It is.
But I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I think Green Bay. You taking this game. I'll say the quarterbacks are a push. The coaching, I have to get the experience to LaFleur.
Mm-hmm. He's been there.
Even without Michael Parsons, I think the Green Bay defense is better. And I think there's just more. If Jordan Love plays, I think he's proven that he can play under adverse conditions, and he has a better complement of wide receivers, in my opinion, than Green Bay. So, but with that being said, I'm gonna take Green Bay, but I'm not surprised if Chicago wins.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's definitely a pick'em game. It's a rivalry game. It'll be the third time playing. The weather's gonna be terrible. That's definitely a pick'em game. So the one I said a second ago, the Buffalo game, Sunday morning. They'll start off with the first game. Jacksonville surprised me this year. I had no idea Jacksonville was going to be 13-4 coming into this one. Liam Cohen, we just talked about offensive minds. Liam Cohen has been dialing it up out there in Jacksonville. Got Trevor Lawrence looking like a number one pick that a lot of people expect him to look like in this game. Buffalo's favored by 1.5, even though they're going on the road. I'm going with Buffalo in this one, man, as well as Jacksonville has played. I mean, Josh Allen's the best player going to be out there on the field. So I'm going to go with Josh Allen in this one. Only favorite, at least on the one I'm looking at on DraftKings, only favorite by 1.5 right now is Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo to win this one.
Did you know that Jacksonville has a number one run defense in the league? Or number two somewhere in there?
They're
top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking Jacksonville. Yeah. If they continue to play like they've been playing, and they've been getting better and better as the season progresses. So I'm gonna say that they keep progressing. They playing at home, which is another factor. I'm taking Jacksonville.
Again, I think this is a situation where that Josh Allen has been in many times. He's going to go into a playoff game with the game all on his shoulders because they're not going to be able to run against Jacksonville.
Mm-mm.
And each and every time in these situations, for the most part, he's put up a great numbers, had great stats, but unfortunately he's come up a little short, and I think he's going to come up a little short in this game as well. So I take Jacksonville in a close game, but I take Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville's been playing phenomenal all year long. Liam Cohen going to be right there for Coach of the Year candidate, along with a few other guys. Another guy I had in the Coach of the Year candidate ranks, San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan going to Philly to play against the Philadelphia Eagles. San Francisco is as beat up as any team in the league. All of their best players on defense are out. Somehow they still found a way to win games. They did not win in their last game against Seattle. Actually pretty much got shut out in that game. But their offense has been leading them all year long. They've been playing great. I like Philly in this game. They're playing at home. I think Philly will be able to run the ball a little bit better against this 49ers defense that's super, super beat up. And if they can find a way to bottle up Christian McCaffrey, which I think they will, I think they'll be able to go out here and win this game. They're favored by 4.5 points in this one. I'll take Philly, and I'll take them on the points in this game. Wayne, what you think about Philly and San Fran?
I'm taking Philly as well. At home, those adverse conditions. Philly fans are probably the worst fans in the league when you go and play against them.
Yeah.
And they defending Super Bowl champs, man. So this is when they're gonna turn it up, and I'm definitely taking Philly.
It seems like Brock Purdy's been in this situation a time or two before. If there ever was a game I wish both teams could lose, this would be it.
Spoken as a true Cowboy fan.
I wish they
Niners
both.
and Eagles.
Yeah. I wish they both could lose, but
hater.
But I honestly got to take Philly in this one. I think Philly is better in every area other than coach, and so
yeah, I agree with that. I think they're better. Yeah, pretty much everything besides their head coach, Kyle Shanahan, and that Coach of the Year candidate. Wayne, we're going to your backyard a little bit. I almost said San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers taking on the New England Patriots, 14-3. Surprised everybody this year. Young quarterback in Drake May, MVP candidate. I'll pick Matt Stafford over him, but he's definitely an MVP candidate for sure with the way he's played this year. Playing against a guy that I really love as coach in Jim Harbaugh, man, and the way that this Chargers team is able to play. I've been back and forth on this one, but I've been leaning towards the Chargers, man. I know that they've come up short in some big games this year, but New England on this stage just have not played on this stage yet. A lot of young players on both sides of the ball. Love Vrabel as a coach, but I think the experience has to go with the Chargers in this one. I'll take the Chargers in the Sunday night game in this one, even though it's in New England. Wayne, what you think about this one?
Well, my heart is with San Diego.
Yeah.
But my mind and my head is telling me it's going to be New England.
Yeah.
Man, you got to fly across country, and you're going from
That's true.
85 degrees to
projected 32 degrees to kick off right now.
Yeah. It's a difference, man. I remember when I played with the Chargers and we went to the East Coast. That's a tough deal, man. We used to basically go 2 days early or 2 or 3 days early and practice out there before we played, so we could kind of get used to it. But my heart is with San Diego, and I love them to death. They used to pay me and all that, but my head is I gotta take New England in this one.
Yeah.
I gotta take the home team going away across country.
Rob, who you like in this one with the Chargers and New England?
I think New England is fugazi, so I take the Chargers in this one. I think I just went over their schedule to see what quality team have they beat this year.
I think the New York Giants had more wins over 500 teams than
they gonna face an opponent that they're not accustomed to facing. Chargers are certainly battle tested and they've been in these games. And I'll take the Chargers in this one. And again, I understand that everybody's behind New England. They're 14-3 or whatever. But again,
they played one of the easiest schedules in the league. They did.
For sure.
Yeah. But, so I think one of the things about a young team and a young quarterback, you have to become accustomed to playing in these tough games. And I just think managing the football becomes a challenge when you win these games, and playing situational football becomes.
Every possession, every snap is important when you get to the playoffs.
And I think now this is just not it's not my opinion, but I think many people would say Herbert is the better quarterback in this matchup. Right?
But I say the better team, the better.
Better team for sure is New England.
If you go with all three phases of the game, I know New England had about 3 or 4 punt returns.
Yeah.
They didn't block some kicks. They done done all of that. Then they got a great coach, man, in Vrabel. So I'm taking New England, and that's the reason I'm taking it. And then the fact that the Chargers had to fly halfway across country.
Yeah, that's a big factor. That's a big factor for sure.
I mean, and then you going to play a game that's what time it start?
7. It's the Sunday night game.
Okay. Well, that won't be a factor because I was going to say if it's a morning game.
Oh yeah, that would.
That's 3-hour difference.
Yeah, that'd have been tough for them to be able to do. And I mean, Buffalo got the morning game, and they're on the same side, the East Coast, but that ain't no short flight down to Jacksonville from Buffalo as well. So that'll be the Sunday night game to cap it all off, and then we talked about the Houston and Pittsburgh game that'll be on Monday to close that one out. Great slate of games coming up, starting on Thursday all the way through Monday. College football playoff semifinals all the way into wild card weekend. Folks, we want to thank everybody for tuning in with us here today. We'll be back here tomorrow on Centex Primetime, same place, as we'll break down some more of what's going on in the transfer portal and some other things as well. Thanks to everybody for tuning in with us here today. Appreciate Wayne and Rocky for jumping on here with me here today. We will see you guys next time here on Centex Primetime. Don't forget, got more MCC basketball coming up this week. Wednesday, conference start for the women's team right here on Centex Sports Network, and they'll both be on the road in Weatherford on Saturday as well. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, all the things on Centex Sports Network. We'll see you guys next time. Everybody have a great evening.
Peace.